why do we work so hard to keep people in our lives who make us feel small? As we grow older, many of us begin losing friendships, not always through conflict, but through exhaustion, emotional imbalances, and life that is slowly changing. And sometimes the hardest part is realizing that certain friendships were never emotionally safe to begin with. And honestly, I think many adults over 50 can carry heartbreak about friendships they never fully speak about. Because somewhere deep inside us, we believe the important people would stay forever. We thought, we will always make time, we will reconnect one day, we'll always be close, and then, suddenly, years went by without seeing them. And that hurts more than many people admit, because friendship grief is real, and almost nobody talks about it. And sometimes the loneliness isn't about people disappearing. Sometimes it's about realizing certain friendships were never emotionally safe to begin with. That brings me to Alicia. From the outside, most people probably thought she has many friendships. She was such a kind person, always available, always supportive, always helpful. But underneath, she was terrified people would leave her. So, one day somebody asked her, why do you work so hard to keep people in your life who make you feel small? And Alicia was flabbergasted. She had no answer. Because honestly, she has spent most of her life believing she needs to earn love by overgiving, by fixing everything, helping everybody, explaining herself and sacrificing herself. And maybe many people listening to this understand exactly that feeling too. But slowly, Alicia started noticing patterns she has ignored for many years. How anxious she felt around certain people. How exhausted she felt after certain conversations. How often she abandoned herself just to avoid rejection. And for the first time in her life, she started learning about boundaries. Not walls, boundaries. There's a huge difference. She starts saying, that doesn't feel okay to me. No, I can't do that. I need some space. I deserve relationships that feel safe too. And at first, it felt terrifying because people who are used to overgiving often feel guilty when they finally protect themselves. But slowly something beautiful started happening. The unhealthy friendships became quieter, and healthier people slowly entered her life. People who listen, people who respect her boundaries, people who accepted her without manipulation, without emotional games, without making her feel small. And maybe, for the first time, Alicia realized something powerful. Real friendship does not require you to betray yourself to keep it. And honestly, I think many people over 50 are reaching this stage now. Perhaps for the first time. The stage where peace starts mattering more than popularity. Where emotional safety matters more than history. Because history alone cannot carry a healthy relationship. And maybe you've experienced this too. You think about someone you once loved spending time with. Someone who knew your younger self, your routines, your struggles, your heart, your dreams. And for a moment you wonder, where are they now? Do they ever think about you too? Do they sometimes want to reconnect, but simply don't know how anymore? They don't have your cell phone number. No, they don't have your Facebook page name. Because life after 50 start looking very different. Some people retire. Some become caregivers. Some lose partners. Some quietly struggle with anxiety or depression and never speak about it openly. And before you even realize it, months go by without seeing people you once saw every week. Not because nobody cares, but because life slowly becomes fuller, sometimes heavier, more complicated, and eventually people slowly start living in two completely different worlds. And then something else quietly starts happening. Loneliness. Not obvious loneliness. The kind that sits quietly inside people who still smile, still work, still function, still show up. You can sit in a room full of people and still feel emotionally alone. And maybe you felt that too. Maybe the conversations slowly become more surface level, less honest, less meaningful. Or maybe you realize you were always the one reaching out first, always the one checking in, always the one trying harder, always the one keeping your friendship alive. And after a while, that starts hurting too. Not dramatically, quietly, like disappointment slowly setting into your chest. And I think this is important to say out loud. Some people are not lonely because nobody loves them. They are lonely because they spent years surrounding themselves with people who never truly saw them. I've personally realized something as I gotten older. I no longer want relationships where I feel I must perform to be accepted. No longer want to shrink myself to keep the peace. And I think many people eventually arrive there, where they stop asking, how many people like me? And start asking, who actually feels safe to be around? That changes everything. And can we just admit something honestly? Making friends after 50 feels awkward sometimes. It really does. When we were younger, friendship happened naturally. At school, work, children, shared routines, and now everybody is busy. Everybody is tired. Everybody has responsibilities. And yet, I actually think friendships after 50 can become more meaningful than ever before. Because now people choose each other intentionally. Not because of convenience, but because of genuine connection. And those friendships become incredibly valuable. Because deep connection becomes more important with age, not less. So maybe today there's someone you've been thinking about for a while. Someone you miss. Someone you should maybe call. Or maybe there's a friendship you already know that has become unhealthy. And deep down, you know it's time to stop forcing someone that no longer feels honest. Whatever this episode brought up inside you, I hope you remember this. You do not need a huge circle of friends to live a meaningful life. You need people who show up, who listen, who care, who respect your boundaries and allow you to be fully yourself. And maybe growing older is not really about learning how to keep everybody. Maybe it is finally learning who feels peaceful to be around, who feels safe, who allow you to be fully yourself without performing for acceptance. Because friendship after 50 may become smaller, but they can also become more honest, more emotionally safe, more real. And maybe some of the most meaningful friendships of your life have not happened yet. And honestly, I think that is something incredibly powerful. And maybe next time we need to talk about something even bigger. Not just friendship, but community. Because after 50, we don't only need people around us. We need places where our wisdom still matters. And if that speaks to you, I love you to join me in the next episode. Because life after retirement is not about stepping back. It's about stepping into who we always meant to become. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Bye bye for now. See you next time.